Brazil retain the team that put those 4 goals past Portugal, as well as Socrates and Eder. Luizinho, Batista and Pedrinho were also in the World Cup squad in Spain, as was Carica until he damaged a knee on the eve of that tournament. And back in goal now is Leão, who was Brazil's first choice throughout most of the 70s. And Socrates, I suppose, has attracted most of the individual admiration from the hordes of youngsters who have been congregating around the team's hotel on the outskirts of Cardiff. They came here on Friday evening, and I must say have been welcoming to all visitors. He's quite a character, Socrates. He's a chain smoker. He's said to enjoy a drink as well. And Joey Jones, I suppose, epitomises the battling spirit that the Welsh have shown so often. They will really need to show the same spirit today. The referee is Jan Redelfs. It's ELFS, actually, from Hanover in West Germany. It's his last ever game, and he retires at the age of 47 after this match. Eder, a real free spirit, and I'm sure the crowd here hoping that he will be trying those shots from all angles and all ranges that so illuminated the World Cup. And it does promise to be a busy afternoon for Neville Southall in the Welsh goal, his 7th cap. He's only conceded 3 goals in his previous 6 internationals. And Jeremy Charles, whose father Mel wore the Wales number 5 shirt against Brazil in that World Cup quarter-final 25 years ago this month. Splendid atmosphere, and the crowd of around 35,000 hoping for a festival of football as much, I think, as hoping for a Wales win. Away we go. Wales attack the goal to the right in the first half. Not only are they under strength, they're a small side in terms of stature, of physical stature as well. Peter, and this is Pedrinho. Eder wearing number 11. I'm sure every little dummy trick and flick will be applauded. But this is a serious match for Brazil. The European tour, very much part of their building plans. Alongside me, enjoying the atmosphere, Ian St John.
Yes, Martin, it's a terrific atmosphere, and you know, I believe that Brazil are the people's team. I think everybody in Britain loves to see the Brazilians over here, and we're all looking forward to an enjoyable afternoon. And the fact that they've got so many young players, of course, means that they will be playing for places. So I think they'll be wanting to win all right.
Here's Alan Davis. Forced back by Peter. Alan Davis, who had that fairy tale call up to Manchester United's cup final side. Brian Flynn. And Wales forced back. Not appreciated by the home support. But certainly work rate is something that Carlos Alberto Pereira, the Brazil coach, has emphasised a lot to his players. And Jeremy Charles losing out to Eder. And he stayed down after the effects of his own challenge. And immediately Socrates and Eder over the ball for the free kick. This is not outside their range. A good 35 yards out. And it's Eder. This time too high.
He had the benefit of the wind behind him, Martin, and as you say, I mean, that's a good 40 yards from goal, and with that wind, of course, if they get it on target, it could cause the goalkeeper some problems.
It is a blustery afternoon, but thankfully a sunny one. There was a lot of rain in South Wales yesterday. Extravagant touch. Batista dispossessed by Flynn with the use of a hand. Batista, who was in the World Cup squad in 78 as well as 82, but in between those two competitions broke a leg. Massive contingent on Brazil's bench. Gordon Davis, allowed to go on. Brian Flynn with a header. Brazil caught by a deep cross and Flynn diving into the roof of the net.
Well, we were saying before the game, we're having a laugh about the lack of height in the Welsh team, and we said we have to laugh. If little Flinny came in and headed one at the back post, that's exactly what he's done. Marvellous start for Wales.
5 minutes gone, and Brian Flynn winning his 59th cap, which makes him the second most capped Welsh player of all time, level with Cliff Jones and Terry Yorath. Now what will be the response from Brazil? Eder, Socrates. In the end, it wasn't struck particularly cleanly.
Actually, the ball that Socrates played through in the first place just held up a little bit, but it fell nicely for him on the return to get the shot in. But that's exactly what the game needed, Martin, was a goal for Wales, because the Brazilians now will be attacking to get back in terms.
Mike England could hardly have expected a start like that. Wales' first attack, and Flynn came in from a deep position. He came in late and timed his run beautifully and was totally unmarked. His 7th goal for his country, and one he will never forget. If the crowd came to pay tribute to Brazil, they are now right behind Wales. Carlos Alberto, the right-hand side of midfield for Brazil. Jerry Jones settling for the throw. Gordon Davis unable to keep the ball in play. Leon, who was left totally exposed when Flynn scored. Socrates. Here go Wales again with Gordon Davis for Giles. Wales, who finished bottom of the British International Championship on goal difference, even though they won their last match in Belfast. Salad Davis with a cross that passed behind. think that Wales are without players of the calibre of Ian Rush and Alan Curtis, Robbie James, Leighton James. Peter. Now Thomas. Collected by Gordon Davis. Marcio, the defender. Thomas with the shrug of the shoulders and the little feint. Socrates stealing a yard on Kevin Ratcliffe, ending rather with his dignity disturbed. Betal, and it came back off Socrates from the header away by Jeremy Charles, which wasn't particularly decisive. And it struck Socrates on the arm and rebounded for Southall to catch. Wales operating basically with just two forwards, augmented particularly by Alan Davis on the right-hand side of midfield. Luizinho. Gordon Davis is offside. Adair. And now Jeff Hopkins. Batista. Wales in crisply. On the Brazil bench, a famous face in the middle of the picture there, just brushing the eyes. It's Gilmar, who was the goalkeeper for Brazil when they won the World Cup in 1958 and 1962. He's now on the technical side of the Brazil party. Carica, who had such a fine game in Portugal. Won back by Nigel Vaughan initially for Wales. But Brazil certainly haven't been allowed to settle to their rhythm. Oddly enough, they spent much of their practice session here yesterday dealing with early crosses and high balls played into the middle to try and simulate the tactics that they thought Wales would use. But in the early phase of the game, it was a cross that caught them out.
But it's ironic, Martin, that Wales probably have got the smallest team they've ever fielded. You know, the four midfield players and the two guys up front have got no height at all.
Brian Flynn, the scorer, at 5'4". Strength there from Kevin Ratcliffe. Thomas. Marcio wanting Leon to come and claim possession. And what a surprising scoreline that is after 12 minutes. Marcio, harassed by David Giles. Luizinho. This time it's Gordon Davis applying the pressure. pushing by Jeremy Charles on Socrates. Just a yard or two nearer from where we saw Adair strike for goal in the opening minute of the game. He's passed the wall again and denied by a marvellous save from Neville Southall.
Well, that was an incredible free kick. Look at the bend the ball had. Fantastic save by the goalkeeper. It was tremendous pace. And again, remembering the wind was behind him.
Southall quickly regaining his concentration as Brazil shaped to take the corner with Adair again. Jeff Hopkins came across to snuff out the danger on the near post. But a really superb acrobatic piece of goalkeeping from the Everton goalkeeper, Neville Southall. Neville Southall, in fact, had to fight hard for a place in the First Division this season. He spent a while around Christmas time on loan to Port Vale. And they've left Gordon Davis, who's got beyond Pedrinho and couldn't get the ball across the face of the goal. But at the moment, Brazil lacking in discipline at the back.
Very open at the back there, and really Gordon Davis has got to think they could have done better than just a weak shot at the goalkeeper, because the two centre-backs really got caught out there. Davis got away from him into the hole behind him and really had outstripped him, and there he should really have been thinking of maybe pulling it back as the Welshmen are running into the middle.
Socrates. But Wales with nothing to lose here, really having a go at Brazil. Jeremy Charles. Went in with the foot raised on Gordon Davis, and it's quiet in that part of the ground. Quick free kick taken by Flynn, and Leão lost it as Giles went in. Carricar laying the ball off for Beton. Leão conducting a debate with Pedrinho about the incident a moment or two ago. Peter. It's a nice turn, but the second challenge came in from Vaughan. Certainly Wales with a midfield built for industry here, and Adair was sent flying by Hopkins, but was quickly back on his feet this time. Charles, and there was a aspect of retaliation from Adair, who's something of a hot-tempered individual. Peter. Adair. And it was Alan Davis who came away with the ball. If Vaughan had continued his forward momentum there, might have paid off for Wales. He has the ball now, Nigel Vaughan. Nicely linking up with Gordon Davis. Batista. Charles right into the back of Carricar. Carlos Alberto was the furthest player forward for Brazil. 22 years old, midfield player from Palmeiras. Ratcliffe. And Brazil still looking to fall into any pattern of play, really.
Socrates is playing almost as a front player, Martin, which is a bit unusual, isn't it? Because he normally plays from midfield and attacks from there, but he's got himself packed up the front this afternoon.
Yes, he's up to the right-hand side of their attacking plans, with Careca slightly more central. Pedrinho with the throw. Luizinho. And it's Carlos Alberto who's caught offside. And reaction in terms of the applause for the ball being retrieved by the Brazilian. But it's a difficult time for Carlos Alberto Pereira in the centre of the picture there. You might remember him. He was the coach for Kuwait in the last World Cup, who were in England's group, of course. It's only his third match in charge of Brazil. And as a Brazilian manager, you're expected to win every game. Joey Jones. Interception from Marcio. Miscue from Jones. The Brazilians were well pleased with the state of the pitch, the amount of grass on it, but weren't too happy that they felt it was on the narrow side. They show unhappiness again in their defending. Socrates. Here's Vaughan for Wales. Thomas. Reminder of the score. Wales 1, Brazil 0, the scorer Brian Flynn in the 5th minute. It's Giles who's offside, and Gordon Davis in trouble, to fall awkwardly. Meanwhile, it's Carlos Alberto for Brazil. Eder. Beaten by Hopkins, who wants to go forward and was in need of some help, which was late arriving for Wales on that occasion. Carlos Alberto, taken from him by Charles. Pedrinho. And Peter. Problem for Gordon Davis has led to him going off the pitch for the moment. Thomas giving the Brazilians a touch of their own individual inspiration, but it's collarbone that seems to be the problem for Gordon Davis. Eder. Here's Pedrinho. Socrates ahead of him. Pedrinho, who was a scorer in Portugal on Wednesday. Eder, they don't give him that sort of room. And Socrates. The tackle came in quickly from Ratcliffe. Careca. As the ball goes out of play, Gordon Davis comes back into the action. Tops. Marcio high above Gordon Davis. Alan Davis. Indulging in a spot of shirt pulling on Alan Davis. It's Flynn. And still Brian Flynn. And they are full stretch. Unfortunately for Brazil, there was no one following in for Wales. But Ian, again, the marking was poor.
Well, they're playing flat, Brazil at the back, and they've almost been caught 2 or 3 times, Martin, and that was another chance there. Where it was a nice little flick, and Brian Flynn coming from the back, got through again, tried to play it across the goalkeeper, which is the right thing to do, and the goalkeeper just managed to get a hand to it.
Peter. Socrates. Ratcliffe, who is a particularly quick defender, made ground to get there before Carrica. Kevin Ratcliffe of Everton. Pedrinho. The back header from Giles that he has to chase himself. Eder.
I'm just thinking, Martin, at number 2, Jeff Hopkins is having a very good game against Eder this afternoon. I mean, it's a tremendous achievement, really, to be playing from the English second division with Fulham, to be playing against probably the world's most famous number 11. And the boy's doing very well.
He was only 19 in April. And he's only played once before for Wales. Luizinho wanted to let it run. Giles was claiming quite vociferously that the throw should go to Wales. The linesman was unmoved. He now calls Pedrinho back. All the officials from West Germany. Carrica. Pedrinho. This time it's Davis working back. Alan Davis. Pedrinho is Junior's understudy in terms of the international side, but many good judges in Brazil rate him an even better player. Gordon Davis. It's gone behind for the goal kick. Gordon Davis waited until his 8th international for his first goal for his country. It came in Belfast 12 days ago. Marcio, who helped Santos reach the final of the Brazilian National Cup competition. Mistake by Carrica. Thomas. Giles collecting the throw from Jones. He tries again. This time looking for Gordon Davis. Corner. For height at the corner, Wales have to call up the defenders. Joey Jones has gone to the near post. Jeremy Charles, the number 5. looking to attack the ball from the edge of the area. And it almost reached Charles. The touch on came from a Brazilian on the near post. And it was Flynn with the back pass that nearly allowed Socrates the smell of an opening. And Carlos Alberto onto the touchline to make a point to his players. Pedrinho. Where Brazil may have been slightly surprised is by the mobility of the Wales side. I'm sure they felt that they were going to be faced by tall attackers waiting for early crosses, as had been Wales' style in the past.
I also think, Martin, that the occasion of making Wales play more football than normal. You know, they're playing it on the ground, a la Brazilian style.
Southall has already made a significant contribution to this match with his save from Eder, out bravely to thwart Socrates. Pedrinho. Eder, this time has stolen a yard on Hopkins. The cross was measured for Carica, but arrived a yard too high for him. Carica, the most expensive player in terms of transfers between two Brazilian clubs, moved from Guarani to São Paulo for £700,000 last year. Flynn. Half an hour played, Wales still leading by Brian Flynn's goal in the 5th minute. Alan Davis has played just 4 First Division games, but also 2 FA Cup finals, if you count the replay as the second game, and now 2 internationals. Batista. Here's Peter. Hopkins had a problem initially with the bounce, but responded well to that challenge to guide the ball back to Southall. Giles. Caught from behind by Marcio. David Giles starting again for Wales for the first time since November 1980. Right, stayed down, and Leao just did enough against Jeremy Charles. His defenders had deserted him. Hopkins just asking Southall how many he wanted in the wall. Eder and Carica and Marcio both attack the ball. Southall on his line. It was Marcio who got his head to it, in fact, and it was only a foot wide. Coutinho pushing Gordon Davis. And Wales have sent Jeremy Charles forward again. He's the target. Thomas used a hand.
I must say that at 16 and 7s, Martin, the Brazilians at the back there, they're all prepared to come out just as the kick has been taken. As Socrates at the back there, he was the only one that stayed that played Jeremy Charles onside. And the incident before that was exactly the same. Jeremy Charles came in from the back at a free kick while everybody ran out, and he was onside and came in. So, you know, it's something they're trying to do. It's a new tactic for them, and they've not quite got it right yet.
Karika. Joey Jones. Gordon Davis in strongly. Was cleared by Batista. And here's Flynn. By Joey Jones that had Mike England putting his head into his hands. Batista. Hey there. Another mistake quite out of character from the Brazilians. The teamwork is coming from Wales. And Ian, it's almost as though in Carlos Alberto Pereira's quest for perhaps organisation and tactical play from the Brazilians, he's disrupted some of their natural flow.
Well, he's certainly got there's certain players thinking more about the tactical side of it than the playing side, because again they were all running up to the halfway line there, and the number 5 Batista, again he was playing everybody on side, so it's obviously something that they're working on. But I would like to see them concentrate more on their passing, which has been very sloppy today, very un-Brazilian.
Carlos Alberto for Adair. Pedrinho. Socrates, Pedrinho now. He made contact with Bourne. And it looks as though the referee has given the free kick on the edge of the area. So there certainly could be problems here for Wales. Pedrinho, as he loves to do, linking up with the attack when he was balked by Nigel Bourne. Wales have called everyone back. It's the biggest wall they can muster. And Adair had hit Flynn, and Carlos Alberto put it into the terraces.
Well, I know that Adair has got a tremendous shot, but the fact that all the Welsh boys were in the wall, surely there was enough space around the wall there for some of the other Brazilians to come in, take a pass and have a shot at goal from a clear area. There you are. I mean, I've never seen a wall with so many players in it. He tried to blast it through and hit Brian Flynn with it. Now, the number 7, Carlos Alberto, who had the shot there, knocked over the bar, he's been very disappointing, Matt. He really doesn't look the class of previous Brazilian players that I've seen.
The whistle is gone.
That's Carlos Alberto, and really he's wandered around in the game and hardly got a kick.
Batista with the free kick for Pedrinho. Too high for Socrates. Foul was by Rosinho, and a rugged challenge it was too.
Well, the 3 and 4 of Brazil certainly get stuck in a bit, don't they? You know, Marcio and Lazinho. Which really is quite typical, because they've always had strong central defenders. You know, They've got great midfield players, great forwards, but their two central defenders have always been players that could put their foot in, and these two are no exception.
Gordon Davis on the receiving end again. Luizinho played in all 5 of Brazil's games in Spain in the World Cup. But they're glum faces. And it's not just that Wales are leading, it's that Brazil, apart from that one explosive shot from Eder that Southall saved so dramatically, Brazil really haven't put their game together at all. They have 8 other players on the bench, all changed. The rules for this friendly international allow for 3 substitutes plus the goalkeeper. There's an agreement made this morning between the two nations. Luizinho with a clearance, as Jeremy Charles was making life difficult for him. Alberto, and that uncertainty that Ian was mentioning shows again. A corner conceded quite unnecessarily.
That would have been a lovely own goal, that, wouldn't it? I think Jimmy Beams back in the studio would have liked to talk about that one at the end of the season.
That's how close he came to embarrassing Leon. The signals come from Flynn. Found himself with almost a free header. Leon looked uncertain in dealing with the in-swinging corner.
You just think, Martin, if Wales don't have any height, as we were saying before, in their attack. Somebody like John Toshak, had he been playing, somebody who could head the ball, would have caused them, I would think, some tremendous problems, because they're not handling the ball in the air well at all.
Watching Wales rehearse their set pieces yesterday, Ian, everything was aimed for Jeremy Charles, and it may be that was slightly mishit in Charles's direction. Here is David Giles. Hopkins has gone outside him. Eder. Ratcliffe in the way for Wales. Gordon Davis just unable to keep it in play, which is unfortunate for Wales. 5 minutes left of the first half, and Wales still worthy of that lead. And rewarding all those thousands who have supported this fixture in Cardiff at this time of year. Marcio lashed out. Alan Davis. Referee only awarding a throw. And now a goal kick. Mike England, who has done such a good job since he's taken over as the Wales manager. This is his 26th international in charge, and Wales have only lost 8 of the previous 25. Karika. Eder. Jorginho went outside him. Hopkins won't give up easily and wins another little victory against the illustrious opponent. And Hopkins again. Poor Gordon Davis. And perhaps a change of mind at a crucial moment cost him the opening. Hopkins still involved. What a splendid first half he's had. Gordon Davis. Luizinho got the ball. And Eder is offside. Charles. Wales are chasing what would be a first ever victory over Brazil. It's the 6th meeting between the two countries. Brazil have won the other 5. Carlos Alberto. Davis stopping Pedrinho, taken up by Giles. Tripped by Luizinho again. Such an uncertain display at the back by Brazil. Batista, full stretch. As Batista waits, Wales brought Mickey Thomas across to take the corner. Socrates is defending the near post, where there is Joey Jones for Wales. Hey there. Well, that's not the place for back heels like that. The linesman is flagging as Marcio puts it behind. But Adair producing a trick in entirely the wrong area of the pitch.
And I'm sure that I don't think we'd see a British player trying anything like that. I mean, the back heels, they're so good at back heels, but I think Adair's having such a tough time today against Hopkins that he's lost his concentration slightly, I should think.
Flynn. Vaughan's gone through the middle. They've left Alan Davis. Leao had lost his bearings. The wind played a trick or two then. Diverted the ball away from the goalkeeper and kept it in play. Alan Davis in the clear, and it was Gordon Davis who was waiting for any error. Luizinho put it behind for the corner. Gordon Davis coming out for the short corner. And the whistle has gone for half-time. And Brian Flynn's goal coming in the 5th minute, the only goal of the first half. What an extraordinary scoreline, really. But Wales grateful to a superb save from Neville Southall from Adair. Brazil certainly nowhere near their best. And Wales, with all the industry and enthusiasm we know from them, even though they're well below full strength. We'll take a break now and then back with Brian and Jimmy Greaves. Ian St John, how do you see the second half going?
Well, this blustery wind obviously plays a part, Martin, and I think that good football teams prefer playing against the wind, you know, to play underneath it. You'll notice in the first half there a lot of balls were running through to the goalkeeper. You'll find, I think, in this half that the balls that are getting played through will hold up a little bit, and I think that's always to the advantage of the attacking team. So I can see Brazil maybe making a better show this half.
No indication, of course, as yet as to where Socrates will operate. Just a measure of Wales' achievement here if they could go on and beat Brazil. Brazil have lost only 1 of 23 internationals against British nations, and that was back in 1956 when England beat them 4-2 at Wembley. Joey Jones epitomising the moment. There's tattoos on the forearms there. What an occasion for him to lead Wales for the first time. Brian Flynn's goal, remember, separating the two sides. When you think that Wales in this lineup, only 4 players with First Division clubs, 5 from the Second Division, and Nigel Vaughan and Brian Flynn with Third Division sides. Real hodgepodge selection for Wales, and they lead Brazil 1-0 at the start of the second half. And bird that was on the pitch we saw at the kickoff went off chasing the ball, and now takes up residence in the goal mouth, where it might be a little bit dangerous. A header from Betal. Batista. Here's Paulo Isidoro guiding it on cleverly for Socrates. Vaughan who made the tackle. Batista. Vaughan in again. Batista. Reaction to the foul. He's off the pitch, so the game can restart. Batista a long way away from the trainers who are sprinting around behind the goal to try and bring in some treatment. Play restarting with the free kick. Alan Davis. Charles. We understand that Mike England's instruction to his players were quite simply just to keep up the style of play that was so successful in the first 45 minutes, but just be a little bit more deliberate in front of goal. Vaughan. Thomas, pass Betal. And the crowd rise as Thomas plays in the cross. And Flynn! Well, Leal's dive robbed Brian Flynn of an outstanding goal, which would have been worthy of any Brazilian. A volley that was right on target until Leal tipped it wide. Certainly the smallest man on the field rising to this occasion. Thomas with the corner. Joey Jones with the back header. Jeremy Charles.
Well, Will certainly starting the second half in fine form, Martin. That was a tremendous shot there, wasn't it, by little Brian? And again, the corner kick had him in a little bit of trouble as well. Joey Jones getting the knock on it in the near post. As I was saying in the first half, the Brazilians not able to handle the high stuff.
Brian Flynn, in fact, I think his place was in some jeopardy had Wales had greater resources for this game. He hasn't been particularly at his best in Wales' recent internationals. Giles foul. Marcio gets the yellow card for persistent infringements. The number recorded by the West German referee, Jan Redelfs. And it's Gordon Davis with a volley. Almost dropped the way of Thomas. Marcio lunging to put it behind for another corner. Half-time break has done nothing to dull the edge of Wales. Was dealt with acrobatically by Betal. And it was Charles who was off target then. Socrates chasing, and Joey Jones nearly putting through his own goal. Southall can afford to grin. Jones to reflect.
Well, that was amazing, isn't it? Almost 2 own goals in the one match.
Brazil have the corner. And Karakar met it, and Southall was fortunate that the ricochet came his way. Hopkins. Mike England also quite cleverly took a lot of the pressure off his players for this game by really publicly announcing that he certainly didn't expect any victory. And we still have an extra player on the pitch. Wales throw. Alan Davis. Here's Hopkins. Now Giles. Paulo Isidoro has to hack it to safety. They look on in shirt sleeves, with enjoyment of course, but I'm sure with astonishment as well. Leon chooses to use the fists. Charles. Adjudged to have pushed Isidoro. That wasn't where the offence took place. Giles working back. Wales just swarming around the Brazilians, the small, maneuverable midfield, augmented by Giles and Gordon Davis, posing problems again. Gordon Davis felt that he was on the receiving end of an elbow. The free kick is Brazil's. Certainly was a feeling here that this would be something of an end-of-season festival. It's now a very highly competitive international football match. Gordon Davis, play on, says the referee. 4. Marcio is walking something of a tightrope here. He's already been cautioned.
Well, I think he's a very lucky boy. He's still on the field, Martin, because he's diving into the back of Davis every time the ball gets played up the field. Another tackle like that and he's off.
In comes Charles. Against the post, Gordon Davis! Well, it was a header from Jeremy Charles in the manner of his Uncle John. And how close it came. Gordon Davis really should have done better with the rebound. And Ian, Brazil fortunate really that they're only 1 goal adrift.
Yeah, that was you could say, you know, a glaring chance really. You know, that he may have been surprised at the ball coming off the post because it was a tremendous header by Jeremy Charles. That would have been a super goal had it gone in. But he certainly caused him a lot of problems, Jeremy Charles, at all the set pieces.
Socrates gets less power into his headed effort. Batista. out of trouble. Socrates is left on the deck by Charles, coming into his back. The tackling is fast and furious, and overstepping the mark at times. And 10 minutes into the second half, Wales 1, Brazil 0, still the score. Thomas. Too far ahead of Alan Davis. Flynn winning a little tussle with Carlos Alberto. Gordon Davis. Well, we're losing count of the times that's happened as the ball is played into his feet. Either Luizinho, as it was on that occasion, or Marcio have come straight through the back of Gordon Davis.
Well, I think the referee has been very, very lenient with both the centre-halves. I mean, Luizinho is a certainty to get his name taken as well, but both of them, as you were saying, Martin, definitely on a tightrope now. I mean, they just can't be allowed to keep on doing this.
Carlos Alberto Pereira is a coach who believes in the physical approach. Brazilian benches, faces of apprehension. Charles well forward again. He'll try and reposition now. The ball is with Vaughan. It was a goal kick, although the crowd didn't see it that way. The ball bouncing back onto Nigel Vaughan before it went over the line. Drops though for Paulo Isidoro. Linking up with Batista. Eder. It was flipped into the middle. It was delivered hurriedly. Too far in advance of his teammates who were arriving. Welsh crowd in marvellous voice, and rightly so. There is a doubt about Socrates' long-term position within the Brazilian squad, whether he'll be part of their plans for the next World Cup. But as far as their immediate problems here are concerned, very important, and those less experienced, and there are several in this Brazil side, will be looking to him for guidance. Indeed, for some show of inspiration. He's been marked so tightly. Free kick given for a push on Hopkins by Carica. The Brazilians here have been looking for souvenirs, and Leão was seen yesterday afternoon talking to a policeman looking to negotiate swapping a Brazilian shirt for a policeman's helmet to take back to Brazil. I'm not sure whether he was successful in that quest. Charles, in making the tackle on the run, fell awkwardly. The referee allows play to go on, and Paulo Isidoro makes it 1-1, and the goal stands.
Well, I must say I'm very disappointed that the referee never stopped the game with Jeremy Charles on the floor. The referee was standing beside him and should have stopped the game. He allowed it to go on, and you know, they were all caught 6 and 7. Ball just beat Joey Jones, and Isadora to stick it through the goalkeeper's legs. But I must say, a bad decision by the referee.
As we look again at the goal, and slight misjudgment by Joey Jones as the cross came over, allowing Paulo Isidoro the chance. Wales are protesting strongly through Gordon Davis and Mickey Thomas.
I mean, Jeremy Charles had made the tackle, knocked the ball out for a throw-in, you know, and he wasn't pretending. This is a challenge coming up now as he slid in there, knocked the ball out of play, obviously hurt himself, and he's lying there in pain. And the referee allows not a quick throw-in because the ball had run up the line. He allowed time to relapse, and yet instead of stopping again, he allowed it to go on. I must say, if I was a Welshman, I'd be very disappointed in that one.
A very cruel decision against Wales. Charles is still off the pitch. But it is Wales 1, Brazil 1, and we've got half an hour left. Tragedy upon tragedy if Jeremy Charles has to end his contribution to this game. Charles does go off. Wales have brought on a substitute, Dudley Lewis from Swansea, for his first cap. An episode will be contested for a very long time. Fortune smiling on Brazil when they desperately needed some help from somewhere. And Carrica. It's a corner. Here's Dudley Lewis, who won a regular place in the Swansea side at the end of last season. Davis. Gordon Davis for the umpteenth time ends up on the ground. A new assailant on this occasion, Paulo Isidoro. So Hopkins with the free kick. Certainly, Mike England must feel a great sense of injustice at the moment. Another free kick to Wales against Paulo Isidoro. Yellow card shown. Gesture perhaps indicating that he felt his shirt was pulled in the first place by Vaughan. Vaughan in fact was trying to intercede to defend Paulo Isidoro from being booked. Well, Marcio got the ball but seemed to come through Davis to do so. Vaughan. Dudley Lewis in sharply. But it's his miss-hit back pass that has let Socrates in. And to the rescue, Neville Southall. Carlos Alberto indicating perhaps how Socrates should have scored. Certainly Lewis underhit the back pass. Socrates foiled by Southall.
Good save by Neville Southall there, Martin. Terrific save, as a matter of fact. Normally, if Socrates goes through in a goalkeeper like that, you would expect him to push it away.
25 minutes left. Joey Jones. Wales having to reorganise slightly to incorporate Lewis into the back four. Lost the towering height of Jeremy Charles. Southall using the ball quickly. Paulo Isidoro. Past Jones. Now Socrates, but it came behind him. Thundered over the bar by Carlos Alberto. But it's a more buoyant Brazil.
Well, I said at half-time there, I felt they would play better, you know, against the wind, and they're certainly doing that. But I think the Jeremy Charles incident has changed the complex of the game now, Mark. It's swinging, I think, now in Brazil's favour.
Batista. Now Socrates. Given away, it seemed, by Batal. Batista won it back. Batal again. And Socrates. First there was Lewis.
Thought maybe a diving header would have come in handy, Martin. I thought if he'd have dived, he would have got his head to that one. But a good interception by young Lewis.
They're not taking full allowance for the conditions. The ball swirling behind. Harmlessly out of play. And the Welsh supporters taunting Brazil with cries of Italia. And they were chanting the name of Paolo Rossi, who of course scored a hat-trick for Italy against Brazil in the World Cup. And Gordon Davis couldn't quite reach from Marcio's casual back header.
That was an incredible back header, wasn't it? I mean, he just didn't know where the opposition were, and I mean, they were very lucky to get away with that.
Paulo Isidoro fitted smoothly into the Brazil pattern in the second half. Ada. Hopkins with the header. To support Alan Davis, who's in possession. Flynn. Well, there must be easier ways to look for food than in the middle of an international football match. Wales have a free kick. In from Flynn. Header from Joey Jones, held by Leon.
That was a free header for Joey there, and we've been saying about the marking in the Brazilian defence. I mean, it's non-existent again there, and Joey should really maybe have done better there with that one.
Lewis. didn't expect the number of chances that have come their way. But the fact that chances still come their way must be a source of encouragement, even after the disappointment of the way the Brazilian goal came about. Giles can settle for the corner. And takes it quickly. And Brazil are slow to respond. And offside. No goal. The flag went up straight away.
Well, that turn of Brazilians came out in unison, and the Welshmen were offside. But that's something they haven't been doing, and you know, maybe they're getting their act together a little bit as the game goes on.
Hopkins with a header. Back by Luizinho. Ratcliffe. Ball, nicely done. And unfortunate with a pass that was aimed for Gordon Davis. Header. Now Pedrinho. And the referee waves away. Brazilian appeals. Ian?
Well, interesting. I mean, if we get a chance to look at that again, Martin, I thought he had burst between the two Welsh defenders here. Let's have a look. No, I think he's just had a little bit of a dive there.
I certainly think the camera angle there indicated that Pedrinho dived. Paulo Isidoro. It really is extraordinary how many times Brazil have given the ball away when they've been in possession. Gordon Davis is offside. Brazil go on from here to play Switzerland next Friday, and then the following Wednesday play in Gothenburg against Sweden, a match to commemorate that World Cup of 1958. Giles hesitated, Luizinho was in quickly. It's Giles who came away with the ball though. Jones. Trouble.
Now this is interesting, Martin. Will the referee allow the game to go on the way he did? Yes, he is. He's allowing the game to carry on.
At least he's being consistent, Ian.
Yeah, he's wrong both times.
And Luizinho is rapidly on his feet. But Wales have a corner. Batista rushed across to claim the ball from the ball boy to delay the taking of the corner. Flynn's corner came off Batista. Ratcliffe is well forward. And Leal tangling with with Joey Jones, which could be a dangerous thing. Socrates has his say. None of the Brazilian players speak English, and maybe in any way they might struggle to pick up the dialect from the Welsh captain. So with 15 minutes left, still perfectly balanced. Wales 1, Brazil 1. Paulo Isidoro. Touch from Socrates. All credit to Wales, because Brazil have never really been able to settle and indulge themselves when in possession. Wales have sustained their pace throughout. Carica. This is Baton. And Socrates, Adair. They found one when it mattered, or have they? The linesman reacted. It certainly seemed late to me, but the goal does not stand for offside.
He certainly put his flag up as soon as the ball was played in there. This is how we're looking at it now, and we'll see. That's Adair coming in at the back. Socrates is offside, and definitely affecting play. Good decision by the linesman.
So it stays 1-1. Paulo Isidoro for Carica. We've seen little of him. A player who scored twice against Portugal on Wednesday. Here's Carica now. Socrates. Header away from Ratcliffe. Jump challenge by Mickey Thomas, but he jumped in with 1 foot. Socrates, Betao, really hung up, caught on the wind. Paulo Isidoro with a header that didn't test Southall. Wales are looking to make a second substitution. Number 9, David Giles, the player it seems will be called off. And number 16 is Steve Lowndes of Newport County. Back where there seemed to be none. Steve Lowndes won his first cap as a substitute against Scotland here in the British Championship. Jones. Luizinho. Losing out. And Vaughan. Confusion again in Brazil's goalmouth. Jones. Betao straight to Thomas. And Leao just kept it out. Mickey Thomas, who's got a dozen goals for Stoke this season.
But again, the defensive play of Brazilians was very, very poor, and only a great goalkeeper keeping them in the game here. That was two mistakes, one after the other, Martin.
Thomas across to take the corner. Karaka half away. Here's Vaughan. And they are with an easier task this time. Well, the goalkeeper who was looking for souvenirs of his stay in Britain yesterday will have as a souvenir the memory of a busy afternoon, as indeed will Carlos Alberto Pereira.
England at Wembley in 1978 in a 1-1 draw. He's also played against Scotland at Hampden Park. Batal. And again. Giles. Touch of cramp maybe for Carlos Alberto. A chance for Wales to make their substitution. Giles in fact ended in a heap by the touchline. And like England applauds his work. Steve Lowndes has taken his place and immediately pushed up front alongside Gordon Davis. Plays basically for his club on the right-hand side of midfield. He got 14 goals for Newport County in the third division this season. Well, there was no foul given. Carlos Alberto in the wars again. And a goal kick off Lowndes. The referee hasn't indicated that any treatment can be given. The trainer there, a famous Brazilian figure known as Knockout Jack, an ex-boxer. But he's been knocked out, metaphorically, by the referee himself, told to get off the pitch for the moment. Well, certainly the crowd in the sunshine here have had plenty to enjoy and will go away feeling cheated, I'm sure, about the manner of Brazil's equaliser. Marcio. Regular visitors to this ground. They've had a good season, of course, with Cardiff City winning a place back in the second division. Down goes Batista. Socrates. Another free kick, won for Wales by Gordon Davis. Brazil have another substitute warming up on the touchline, Jorginho. But there are only some 4.5 minutes of normal time remaining. By Flynn, he indicated he thought it was the chest. The referee blew straight away. Socrates. Paulo Isidoro couldn't collect.
forward. Flynn. Batista. The head of pawn. Here's Carlos Alberto. Adair. Wales must keep their discipline and concentration now. The referee's attention has been attracted, and Carlos Alberto goes off for Jorginho, who came on as a substitute in Portugal on Wednesday and does so again here. Batista. Thomas gets it away. Vaughan. Wales really have performed heroically in midfield, but they might be caught here. Kevin Ratcliffe, who's had a fine game as well, halting that charge, and he's gone forward himself in support of Lowndes and Gordon Davis, who are spread wide at the moment. Thomas had to hold the ball up. And the flick up between Mickey Thomas and Paulo Isidoro. Savoury episode. Right under the nose of the referee, and Thomas cautioned for his part. Paulo Isidoro already shown the yellow card earlier in the second half. But it was a shame for Wales because they were in possession. And there were possibilities of a break of some meaning. Carricar climbed well. A very confident header back from Jeff Hopkins. Flynn. Foul given against Batista. So can Wales give us a dramatic conclusion? Up goes Jones. Thomas still with energy and doing extremely well to keep the ball in play with the back heel. But Wales haven't flagged. Thomas again. Half away by Batista. Lowndes. Ian, overall, a verdict on Wales' performance?
Well, terrific performance by Wales, obviously, Martin. You know, to get a draw, if it finishes a draw against Brazil, albeit a very much an experimental Brazil, is still a great result. And I think it's been an enjoyable game overall. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought Wales have played some good football, made some chances and missed some chances. But all in all, I think people have got their money's worth today.
Certainly has been an exhilarating climax to the domestic season. Apart from the goals, the save that Southall made from Adair and Leal's save from Flynn's volley will both live long in the memory as we move into stoppage time. Brazil, I feel, have settled. They're happy to get a draw. result for a second-string Welsh team. They've held the world's mightiest football nation, a result of which they can be truly proud. Brian Flynn, the scorer after 4 minutes. Paolo Isidoro, a confident equaliser. We'll take a break now. Join us again for Brian Moore and Jimmy Greaves in the studio. Brazil retain the team that put those 4 goals past Portugal, as well as Socrates and Eder. Luizinho, Batista and Pedrinho were also in the World Cup squad in Spain, as was Carica until he damaged a knee on the eve of that tournament. And back in goal now is Leão, who was Brazil's first choice throughout most of the 70s. And Socrates, I suppose, has attracted most of the individual admiration from the hordes of youngsters who have been congregating around the team's hotel on the outskirts of Cardiff. They came here on Friday evening and I must say have been welcoming to all visitors. He's quite a character, Socrates. He's a chain smoker. He's said to enjoy a drink as well. Joey Jones, I suppose, epitomises the battling spirit that the Welsh have shown so often. They will really need to show the same spirit today. The referee is Jan Redelfs. It's ELFS, actually, from Hanover in West Germany. It's his last ever game, and he retires at the age of 47 after this match. Eder, real free spirit, and I'm sure the crowd here hoping that he will be trying those shots from all angles and all ranges that so illuminated the World Cup. And it does promise to be a busy afternoon for Neville Southall in the Welsh goal, his 7th cap. He's only conceded 3 goals in his previous 6 internationals. Jeremy Charles, whose father Mel wore the Wales #5 shirt against Brazil. And immediately Socrates and Eder over the ball for the free kick. This is not outside their range. A good 35 yards out. And it's Eder. This time too high.
He had the benefit of the wind behind him, Martin, and as you say, I mean, that's a good 40 yards from goal, and with that wind, of course, if they get it on target, it could cause the goalkeeper some problems.
It is a blustery afternoon, but thankfully a sunny one. There was a lot of rain in South Wales yesterday. Extravagant touch, Batista dispossessed by Flynn with the use of a hand. Batista, who was in the World Cup squad in 78 as well as 82, but in between those 2 competitions broke a leg. A massive contingent on Brazil's bench. Gordon Davis, allowed to go on. And the goal! Brian Flynn with a header. Brazil caught by a deep cross and Flynn diving into the roof of the net.
Well, we were saying before the game and having a laugh about the lack of height in the Welsh team, and we said we have to laugh. if Mickey P. Little Plenty came in and headed one at the back post, that's exactly what he's done. Marvellous start for Wales.
5 minutes gone, and Brian Flynn winning his 59th cap, which makes him the second most capped Welsh player of all time, level with Cliff Jones and Terry Yorath. Now, what will be the response from Brazil? Still in that World Cup quarter-final 25 years ago this month. Splendid atmosphere. And the crowd of around 35,000 hoping for a festival of football, as much, I think, as hoping for a Wales win. Away we go. Wales attack the goal to the right in the first half. Not only are they under strength, they're a small side in terms of stature, physical stature as well. Peter, and this is Pedrinho. Eder wearing number 11. I'm sure every little dummy trick and flick will be applauded. But this is a serious match for Brazil. The European tour, very much part of their building plans. And alongside me, enjoying the atmosphere, Ian St John.
Yes, Martin, it's a terrific atmosphere, and you know, I believe that Brazil are the people's team. I think everybody in Britain loves to see the Brazilians over here, and they were all looking forward to an enjoyable afternoon. And the fact that they've got so many young players, of course, means that they will be playing for places. So I think they'll be wanting to win all right.
Here's Alan Davis. Forced back by Peter. Alan Davis, who had that fairy tale call up to Manchester United's cup final side. Brian Flynn. And Wales forced back. Not appreciated by the home support. But certainly work rate is something that Carlos Alberto Pereira, the Brazil coach, has emphasised a lot to his players. And Jeremy Charles losing out to Eder. And he stayed down after the effects of his own challenge. Eder, Socrates. In the end, it wasn't struck particularly cleanly.
Actually, the ball that Socrates played through in the first place just held up a little bit, but it fell nicely for him on the return to get the shot in. But that's exactly what the game needed, Martin, was a goal for Wales, because the Brazilians now will be attacking to get back in terms.
England could hardly have expected a start like that. Wales' first attack, and Flynn came in from a deep position. He came in late and timed his run beautifully and was totally unmarked. His 7th goal for his country, and one he will never forget. Well, if the crowd came to pay tribute to Brazil, they are now right behind Wales. Carlos Alberto, the right-hand side of midfield for Brazil. Jerry Jones settling for the throw. And Gordon Davis unable to keep the ball in play. Leon, who was left totally exposed when Flynn scored. Socrates. Here go Wales again with Gordon Davis for Giles. Wales, who finished bottom of the British International Championship on goal difference, even though they won their last match in Belfast. Alan Davis with a cross that passed behind. When you think that Wales are without players of the calibre of Ian Rush and Alan Curtis, Robbie James, Leighton James, Peter. Now Thomas. Collected by Gordon Davis. Marcio, the defender. Thomas with the shrug of the shoulders and the little feint. Socrates, stealing a yard on Kevin Ratcliffe, ending rather with his dignity disturbed. Betal, and it came back off Socrates from the header away by Jeremy Charles, which wasn't particularly decisive. And it struck Socrates on the arm and rebounded for Southall to catch. Wales operating basically with just two forwards, augmented particularly by Alan Davis on the right-hand side of midfield. Luizinho. Gordon Davis is offside.